If you want a go-anywhere luxury 4x4 that can haul the family, surf dunes at sunrise, and still look sharp outside a five-star hotel, two names rise to the top: the all-new 2026 Nissan Patrol and the 2026 Land Rover Defender. Today, we're putting them head-to-head to find out which one deserves your money. The 2026 Patrol is all new from the ground up. New platform, new tech, and big news: a downsized twin-turbo V6 replacing the old V8 in most markets, aimed at more torque and better efficiency without losing that Desert King character. You'll see new suspension tech, a quieter cabin, and a much more modern cockpit. The 2026 Defender evolves rather than reinvents. You still get the three body styles: compact 90, balanced 110, and family-friendly 130, plus a refreshed interior with a larger central screen and thoughtful control updates. And at the top of the tree sits the wild Defender Octa, a twin-turbo V8 super SUV that shows what the platform can really do. Design first. The Patrol leans into squared-off toughness, a bold grille, double C LED signatures, and a stance that looks planted even before you hit the sand. It's the kind of SUV that says "Expedition Ready" in chrome. Wheel options go big, and trims range from rugged off-road looks to a more urban black tie city finish. The Defender keeps its modern retro blockiness: slab sides, upright glass, and that iconic side profile that looks just at home in a rainforest as it does downtown. Subtle lighting tweaks and new wheel designs sharpen the look. It remains instantly recognizable and genuinely cool without trying too hard. Now powertrains. Under the Patrol's hood, the headline engine is a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 with strong numbers, serious horsepower, and a meaty 700 Nm of torque fed through a 9-speed automatic and a full-time four-wheel drive system. In some regions, there's also a naturally aspirated V6 option. For the go-fast crowd, the Patrol Nismo cranks up output and response for more drama without ditching the practicality. The Defender offers a wider ladder. Depending on your market and body style, you'll see everything from a Turbo 4 for daily duty to a mild hybrid inline-6 that hits a sweet spot for power and efficiency, and of course, the thunderous V8s. The Octa's twin-turbo V8 is the halo: huge power, spine-straightening acceleration, and trick suspension tech borrowed from the high-performance Range Rover family. On-road comfort. The Patrol's mission with this generation is clear: keep the go-anywhere hardware, but calm the body and quiet the cabin. Adaptive damping and available air suspension help it float over broken tarmac without that old-school body-on-frame bounce. Drive modes cover the expected bases: sand, rock, mud, eco, sport, so you can tailor throttle, shift mapping, and suspension behavior to the surface beneath you. The Defender's refinement is already a known quantity: a rigid chassis, well-damped air suspension on many models, and now an even slicker infotainment setup with a larger, easier-to-use screen. One neat trick for 2026 is adaptive off-road cruise control on many trims. Set a speed, choose a comfort level, and the system manages throttle and braking over rough surfaces, so you can focus on steering through obstacles. It's surprisingly helpful on corrugations and long rocky climbs. Cabins. The Patrol's interior takes a big step forward. Expect wide, supportive seats, a clean dash dominated by big screens, and thoughtful details like a head-up display and climate tech that can automatically cool passengers based on body temperature sensing in higher trims. You get the luxury vibe and the durability you want in a full-size SUV, plus the physical controls that matter when you're wearing gloves or bouncing across sand. The Defender's cabin sticks to a modern industrial theme: exposed fasteners, rubberized surfaces where they make sense, and lots of clever storage. The larger central display makes everyday interactions faster. Depending on spec, you can have jump seat fun up front, or captain's chairs in the third row of the 130, making it a legit road trip machine. It's premium, but not precious, and that's part of its charm. Let's talk off-road hardware and geometry. The Patrol brings serious tools: a 2-speed transfer case, a locking rear differential on key trims, and cameras that can show what's directly in front of the vehicle when the nose is pointed skyward. Super handy cresting dunes or squeezing through tight city ramps. With air suspension raised, approach and departure angles improve and clearance increases to keep the underbody clean. The Defender is still a geometry monster. With air suspension in the highest off-road setting, approach, breakover, and departure angles are among the best in the class, and wading depth is famously deep. Terrain Response 2 lets you fine-tune the driveline and traction systems to the surface, and the ClearSight ground view camera is like making the hood invisible, perfect for placing tires on technical trails. It's the kind of capability that makes difficult sections feel surprisingly relaxed. Towing and utility. Both of these rigs are built for long-haul work. The Patrol's torque and traditional layout make it a confident tow vehicle for boats and campers, and tow ratings in many markets sit in the neighborhood you'd expect from a full-size 4x4. The Defender is equally accomplished here, with strong braked tow figures and clever accessories. On the big 130, you can spec an integrated air system to adjust tire pressures on the fly, very useful when switching between highway and sand. How do they drive? The Patrol's new twin-turbo V6 changes the character in the best way. Strong mid-range pull, easy overtakes, and calmer cruising thanks to the 9-speed shorter first gear and taller top ratios. It feels less thirsty than the old V8, more responsive in daily use, and more composed at speed. In the Nismo flavor, it adds a welcome hit of theater, sharper response, and extra punch, without compromising everyday comfort. The Defender's personality depends on the engine you choose. The Turbo 4 is capable and efficient for daily life. The mild Hybrid 6 delivers effortless torque and makes the big body feel light on its feet. The old V8 is all drama, and the Octa sits in its own league. Huge power and a 6D-style suspension that actively controls pitch and roll for unbelievable body control on and off the road. It's the kind of setup that makes rough tracks feel oddly smooth and tight corners feel smaller than they are. Space and practicality. The Patrol is a classic 3-row hero. You can carry 7 or 8 in comfort, and the combination of wide seats, generous shoulder room, and big box cargo space makes it a family favorite. Upper trims bring power folding third rows, big center storage, and available rear entertainment, great for long drives. With air suspension, the vehicle can kneel to make entry and loading easier. The Defender line lets you pick your mission. The two-door 90 is an urban trail weapon. Short wheelbase, great breakover, and parking lot agility. The 110 balances family space with trail capability, and the 130 goes long for real 3-row comfort, road trip cargo, and accessories galore. From roof racks and ladders to interior storage systems, you can kit a Defender to match your lifestyle. Safety and driver assist are strong on both sides. The Patrol layers in the latest driver assist tech from Nissan, including smart cruise and blind spot systems, plus surround view cameras that make it easy to park a big rig or check for rocks and ruts. The Defender matches with its own comprehensive suite and some of the best 3D camera views in the business, helping you place wheels precisely and keep tabs on obstacles near the body. Fuel economy and range will vary widely by engine and market, but the trend is clear. The Patrol switch from a big naturally aspirated V8 to a twin-turbo V6 is designed to give you more torque while using less fuel. The Defender's mild hybrid 6 is the sweet spot for most buyers who want strong performance without V8 thirst, while the V8 models exist for those who want maximum theater and don't mind more frequent fuel stops. If you're planning remote travel, pay attention to regional fuel tank sizes and the availability of premium fuels for high-output engines. Pricing and trims depend heavily on where you live. Broadly, the Patrol starts in the range you'd expect for a full-sized, body-on-frame flagship and climbs through luxury and performance variants. The Defender spans a wider band, more affordable in 4- and 6-cylinder trims, rising steeply with V8s and topping out with the Octa. Always check local configurators because equipment, engines, and price ladders change by region.
So, which one should you buy? Choose the Patrol if your priorities are torque, space, and calm comfort. You want a quiet, luxurious cabin that still feels like a tough, traditional SUV. You want effortless mid-range pull for towing, confident dune work, and relaxed highway cruising. You like the idea of modern tech, big screens, smart cameras, and helpful driver aids without losing the straightforward capability that made Patrol a legend. Pick the Defender if you crave ultimate breadth in both personality and performance. You want class-leading geometry, deep water confidence, and a platform that can be a minimalist trail rig one day and a luxury grand tourer the next. Maybe you'll spec the mild hybrid 6 for everyday brilliance, or go full tilt with a V8 or the Octa if you want super SUV drama with off-road credibility to match. Let's run a few real-world scenarios. Family overlanding and towing? The Patrol's torque and seating make it a natural. It feels relaxed with a trailer, and its camera and suspension tech take stress out of long hauls. The Defender, though, is right there with strong tow ratings and a huge accessory ecosystem. If you want onboard air and a roof system that integrates neatly with factory mounts, the 110 and 130 are hard to beat. Weekend trails and dunes? The Patrol's drive modes and available air suspension give it the lift and compliance you need for soft sand and rocky step-ups, and that invisible hood view camera is more than a gimmick in crested dunes. If your world is technical rock gardens, steep ledges, and river crossings, the Defender's geometry advantage shows up quickly. It picks its way through like a mountain goat, and the camera tech makes precision driving accessible to more people. Performance playtime. Patrol Nismo brings the heat with uprated power and response, big SUV speed with real utility. The Defender's V8s add theater, while the Octa goes even further with power and active suspension that shrink a winding road and flatten a corrugated track in ways that feel almost unfair. Here's the bottom line. The 2026 Patrol is the most refined and capable version of Nissan's icon yet. Torquey, quiet, comfortable, and still every inch a body-on-frame bruiser when the pavement ends. The 2026 Defender remains the benchmark for breadth. A wide engine ladder, world-class off-road geometry, and a design that oozes character without sacrificing daily usability. Let us know which one is your favorite. Thank you very much for watching.